prove it, and I will lose. If she let me touch, I probably will lose it. Man, that nigga crazy. Close the door for me, baby. Huh? Close the door for me, baby. It's like I was asleep because it... So, shit. So, this bitch, you want to keep on fucking playing me? Bitch, quit fucking playing me. You gonna dust shit out? Dust your ass, goofy. But she gonna check me with a knife when she see me. Stop saying you gonna check her with a knife when you see me.
On September 8, 2017, 19-year-old Kenneka Jenkins traveled from her home in Chicago, Illinois, to the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont with a group of friends to attend a party. The gathering was held in a 9th-floor hotel room and was documented in part through a Facebook Live video. Hotel surveillance cameras later recorded Jenkins walking alone through multiple hallways in the early morning hours of September 9th. She appeared unsteady, veering against walls, and moving toward areas not open to the public. The last footage of her showed her entering a hotel kitchen. There was no video showing her entering the walk-in freezer located in an unused kitchen area. By the afternoon of September 9th, her friends contacted her family when they could not find her. Around 5 a.m., her mother arrived at the hotel and requested assistance. Hotel staff informed her that a formal missing person report would be necessary before an active search could begin. The Rosemont Police Department became involved later that morning. At approximately 1 a.m. on September 10th, Kenneka Jenkins's body was located inside the walk-in freezer. The freezer was operational and set to a temperature capable of causing hypothermia within hours. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office determined her cause of death to be hypothermia, with contributing factors including alcohol intoxication and the presence of topiramate, a prescription medication she was not prescribed. No illegal drugs were detected, and there were no signs of external trauma. The death was classified as accidental. If you're captivated by real crime stories that peel back the layers of truth, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us as we uncover real cases, raise awareness, and give a voice to the voiceless. Before we dive into today's story, we want to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? And how do you feel as the story unfolds? Welcome to Deadly Crime Unmasked, the show where we expose the shocking crimes that rip through communities and the chilling secrets lurking behind closed doors. These are real people, real events, real consequences. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications. You won't want to miss the gripping story that's coming up. Now let's dive in.
Also breaking tonight, hours of new video are released revealing more about a woman found dead in a hotel freezer. CBS 2's Audrina Bigas joins us now. So you poured through this video. What is it showing us?
36 hours of video, and this was just released to us a few hours ago. This video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking into the kitchen, but we never see her entering the freezer. And tonight, that is why her family is not satisfied with the theory that she walked into the freezer on her own. Surveillance video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking with friends at the Crowne Plaza Hotel early Saturday morning. We see her a few hours later by herself. At one point, she stumbles out of an elevator. Later, she repeatedly hits the wall walking down this hallway. Another camera catches her running into a stairwell and then catching her fall. Video time codes appear to show Kenneka roaming the hotel for over an hour.
She's trying to find her way, and no one from Crowne Plaza Hotel responds to her.
Around 3:30 a.m., Kenneka enters a lower-level kitchen in the hotel. She walks out of frame, but then she's captured walking here on another camera. But we still don't see her entering the freezer.
I want to see her literally actually walking into this freezer and closing us up within this freezer.
I want all of the recordings, all of the communications, all of the reports, the statements that were taken. I want to know the individuals that were there.
Tonight, Rosemont police say 31 people were at the party with Kenneka inside the hotel room, booked with a fraudulent credit card. Police say they're still trying to identify and find 15 of the partygoers.
Kenneka Jenkins was a 19-year-old African-American woman from Chicago, Illinois. She was born on May 27, 1998, and lived in the city's West Side area at the time of her death in September 2017. She held U.S. citizenship and had spent her formative years in Chicago's urban environment. Her mother is Teresa Martin, a Chicago resident who raised Kenneka alongside her siblings. Public information confirms that Kenneka had at least one sister. Available accounts indicate the family maintained close ties, with Kenneka living at home before the events of September 2017. There are no public records indicating estrangement or unusual family conflict. Her home life was described in local reports as stable within the context of their neighborhood. Jenkins attended Marshall Metropolitan High School in Chicago. While there is no extensive public record of her academic performance, she was known to have completed her high school education and, according to her mother's public statements, had plans to attend nursing school. This aspiration was noted in early news coverage following her death, with family members mentioning she had been considering enrollment in a local nursing program to pursue a healthcare career. Jenkins maintained an active social circle of friends, many of whom were also from Chicago's West Side. She was socially active and often attended gatherings with peers. In accounts given by friends and family to local and national media, Kenneka was described as outgoing, friendly, and someone who enjoyed socializing in group settings. She maintained a presence on social media platforms including Facebook, where she shared images and updates consistent with the habits of many in her age group. Her online activity reflected typical personal updates, music interests, and interaction with her peer group. Publicly accessible portions of her social media do not provide direct evidence of unusual behavior in the days immediately preceding the incident. The incident occurred at the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel, located in Rosemont, Illinois, a suburb northwest of downtown Chicago and adjacent to O'Hare International Airport. The hotel is a large multi-story facility used for conventions, conferences, and private events, containing multiple ballrooms, meeting spaces, guest rooms, and commercial kitchen areas. The layout relevant to the case includes main entrance with front desk and public seating areas, accessed by elevators and stairwells. Party was held in a private guest room, located in lower-level sections, included a functioning commercial kitchen and, in an unused section, a walk-in freezer. Surveillance coverage in many public areas, including the lobby, some hallways, and certain service areas, but not the interior of the walk-in freezer. The events took place over the weekend of September 8 to 10, 2017. On the night of Friday, September 8, and into the early hours of Saturday, September 9, a social gathering was held in a guest room at the hotel. The occasion was reported to be a celebration for a friend's birthday. The party was organized informally by attendees, most of whom were in the same general age group as Jenkins. According to witness statements and social media posts from that night, the gathering was intended as a birthday party for one of Kenneka's friends. Attendees were primarily friends and acquaintances, with some individuals knowing each other only through mutual contacts. Alcohol was present, as confirmed later by toxicology reports, and the environment was a typical private hotel room party rather than an officially sanctioned hotel event. The Crowne Plaza's ground level and service level are key to understanding the case timeline. The lobby connects to elevators leading to guest rooms and to corridors that lead toward meeting and kitchen spaces. Service hallways provide access to kitchens, storage areas, and in this instance, the unused kitchen containing the walk-in freezer where Jenkins was later found. The freezer in question was located in a kitchen area reportedly not in active use at the time. It was situated in a back section of the hotel's lower level, accessible through an area not intended for guest traffic. The walk-in freezer was a commercial-grade unit capable of maintaining temperatures well below freezing. In 2017, the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare had a network of surveillance cameras installed in lobbies, some hallways, and select service areas. However, there were coverage gaps. The freezer itself had no internal surveillance, and certain access points in the kitchen/service corridors were not continuously monitored. Security personnel were on duty, but their patrol areas focused on higher traffic public zones. The hotel's standard policy allowed registered guests to bring visitors to their rooms, though large gatherings could require prior notice to management. In practice, enforcement of such policies varied. Non-registered attendees were able to access guest floors if escorted by registered guests. Access to service areas like the kitchens was restricted but not physically locked in all instances, especially in back-of-house corridors used by staff. On the evening of Friday, September 8, 2017, Kenneka Jenkins left her home in Chicago with a group of friends. According to accounts later given by her companions and family, the plan was to attend a party being held at the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, to celebrate a friend's birthday. Before arriving at the hotel, the group made several stops. These included picking up more friends and obtaining alcohol. Specific times for each stop were not all recorded publicly, but surveillance and witness testimony later established that the group reached the hotel sometime late that night. Kenneka was seen entering with others through the main entrance. The party took place in a room on the 9th floor of the Crowne Plaza. Attendees used Facebook Live during the gathering, and several videos were later shared widely online. These videos showed multiple people present, both men and women, many of whom were drinking alcohol and socializing in close quarters. In the footage, Kenneka appears in the background at certain moments. While no illegal drug use was confirmed by toxicology, some attendees later claimed that marijuana was also being used at the gathering. Witness statements described Kenneka as consuming alcohol during the night. By the later part of the party, several people reported she appeared unsteady on her feet and slurred her speech. One attendee said she seemed not her usual self. According to friends, Kenneka was last seen in the party room shortly before they decided to leave. At this point, she reportedly told them she did not have her car keys and phone, both of which had been left in the hotel room. Witnesses gave differing times for this. Some placed it shortly after midnight. The last time friends claimed to have seen her fully conscious and aware was when she was seated on a bed in the room, speaking intermittently and appearing tired. At some point, friends decided to leave to retrieve Kenneka's belongings and prepare to head home. Accounts differ on whether she left with them or stayed behind, but by the time they returned to the room, Kenneka was no longer present. Friends stated they began looking for her within the hotel but were unable to locate her. They assumed she may have wandered into another area or gone outside. Her phone, keys, and jacket remained in the room. Security video obtained by police later provided a clearer timeline of Kenneka's movements after leaving the party room. At approximately 3:20 a.m. on September 9th, footage showed her walking unsteadily through the hotel's lower-level hallways. Over the next several minutes, she was seen in various corridors, sometimes bumping into walls, and at one point leaning against a rail for support. The footage documented her moving in a direction that led toward an unused kitchen area of the hotel. The last confirmed surveillance video showed Kenneka entering the kitchen area alone. This was a commercial space no longer in active use, located in a lower section of the hotel. No available camera recorded her actually entering the freezer. The final footage timestamp placed her in the kitchen just before 3:32 a.m. on September 9th. This is the last confirmed sighting of her alive. Friends searched various floors of the hotel but were unsuccessful. They contacted Kenneka's mother, Teresa Martin, around 4 a.m., informing her that they could not find her daughter. Martin arrived at the Crowne Plaza at approximately 5 a.m. and immediately asked hotel staff for assistance in locating Kenneka. Staff advised that they could not review surveillance footage or search certain areas without a formal missing persons report filed with the police. The mother and friends continued checking public areas and hallways themselves. Despite repeated requests, hotel personnel did not initiate an immediate, comprehensive search at that time. Rosemont police were eventually contacted later that morning, but the exact initial call time was not publicly disclosed in detail. Officers arrived and began a preliminary review of available areas, but did not conduct a full property-wide search immediately. This delay would later be cited by the family in legal filings as a critical factor in the case. Once police were formally involved, they requested access to the hotel's surveillance system. Reviewing hours of footage took time, and as they pieced together Kenneka's path through the building, they identified her movements toward the lower-level kitchen area. In the early hours of September 10, 2017, roughly 20 hours after she was last seen alive, hotel staff and police discovered Kenneka Jenkins's body inside a walk-in freezer located in the unused kitchen. The freezer door was reportedly functional and could be opened from the inside, though the handle mechanism required knowledge of its location. The internal temperature was below freezing, capable of causing hypothermia within hours. She was found lying on her side, wearing the same clothing seen in the party footage: a jean jacket, crop top, and ripped jeans. Her shoes were still on, and there were no immediate signs of external trauma. The position of her body and lack of defensive injuries were consistent with collapse due to intoxication and cold exposure. The freezer was operational and had been left running despite the kitchen being unused. There was no padlock on the exterior, and the door was closed when she was found. Police documented the interior condition and photographed the scene for the investigation. This sequence of events forms the factual backbone of the Kenneka Jenkins case. The movements between the time she left the party and her discovery the next day remain central to both the official accidental death ruling and to the ongoing public discussion that followed. Following the discovery of Kenneka Jenkins's body inside a walk-in freezer at the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel on September 10, 2017, the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office performed a complete autopsy. The official cause of death was determined to be hypothermia. The environment in the freezer, which was operational at the time, was cold enough to lower core body temperature to fatal levels. Laboratory testing revealed a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, of 0.112. This level is over the Illinois legal driving limit of 0.08 and is known to impair motor coordination, balance, and decision-making. Testing also detected the presence of topiramate, a prescription anticonvulsant and migraine medication. The medical examiner noted that there was no prescription for this medication in Jenkins's records. No other illicit substances were detected. The report concluded that alcohol and topiramate together have additive effects on the central nervous system. These include dizziness, slowed reaction time, confusion, and decreased motor control. In combination, these factors increase the likelihood of accidents. Additionally, topiramate can reduce the body's ability to retain heat, making the individual more susceptible to hypothermia in cold environments. When combined with alcohol's vasodilatory effects, the risk of rapid heat loss is magnified. The autopsy documented no signs of external trauma such as blunt force injury, stab wounds, or gunshot wounds. There were no defensive wounds or evidence of sexual assault. The only notable findings were consistent with prolonged exposure to cold temperatures. No illegal drugs were detected in her system. The manner of death was classified as accidental. The findings concluded that intoxication and the presence of topiramate contributed to impaired judgment and coordination, resulting in Jenkins entering the freezer and becoming unable to exit. The Rosemont Police Department initiated an investigation immediately after Jenkins was reported missing by her mother in the early hours of September 9. Officers interviewed friends who were present at the hotel party, spoke with hotel employees on duty, and requested available surveillance footage from the Crowne Plaza security system. Surveillance video from multiple cameras was reviewed. Footage showed Jenkins walking unsteadily through hotel hallways, occasionally bumping into walls, and eventually entering an unused kitchen area. There was no camera positioned inside the freezer, and the last visual evidence shows her moving through the kitchen toward the area where the freezer was located. No footage shows the act of entering the freezer itself. Police interviewed a total of 12 people connected to the incident. This included friends who attended the party with Jenkins, other party guests, and hotel staff. Statements were taken regarding the timeline of events, Jenkins's behavior, and any observations of her condition. Several factors complicated the investigation. Certain hallways and rooms lacked camera coverage, creating blind spots in reconstructing the exact route Jenkins took. Without footage of the moment she entered the freezer, investigators had to rely on logical inference from the surrounding evidence. Jenkins's body was not found until roughly 24 hours after she was last seen. During this period, there were delays in hotel staff initiating a full search, partly due to standard protocols requiring police involvement before accessing certain areas. On October 20, 2017, After reviewing all evidence, the Rosemont Police Department closed the case. The conclusion: there was no evidence of foul play, and the death was accidental due to hypothermia compounded by alcohol and topiramate intoxication. Almost immediately after news broke, the case gained widespread attention on social media. Facebook Live videos from the party room surfaced online. These videos showed Jenkins and others in the room, and were dissected by online users for clues. Hashtags such as #JusticeForKenneka began trending, with users demanding further investigation and transparency from law enforcement and hotel management. Despite the official ruling, many theories emerged in online forums and across social platforms. Allegations of assault or drugging. Some theorized that Jenkins had been deliberately given drugs or alcohol in harmful quantities. Claims of cover-up. There were accusations that hotel staff or police withheld or altered evidence, particularly surrounding missing surveillance footage. Alternative scenarios. Other speculations involved the possibility that she had been lured or forced into the freezer by other individuals. The incident received both local and national coverage. Chicago area outlets such as ABC 7 Chicago and Fox 32 Chicago provided detailed updates on the investigation timeline, toxicology results, and family statements. National networks like CBS News covered the controversy and public response, often including interviews with Jenkins's mother, Teresa Martin, and activist groups who took interest in the case. Family members appeared at press conferences to question the speed and thoroughness of the investigation, amplifying public skepticism. If you were to present this in a documentary or podcast segment, the structure above naturally builds tension. Lay out the cold, clinical autopsy facts. Removing emotion ensures credibility and gives the audience a factual base. Walk through the police process, noting each gap in evidence without implying motive, letting viewers connect those dots themselves. End with a scale of public response, showing how a local case evolved into a widely discussed national topic, keeping them primed for the next segment. If this story gripped your heart and left you questioning the truth, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with others who need to hear it. For more chilling true crime stories that dive deep into the mysteries behind these tragedies, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest updates, investigations, and thought-provoking discussions. Thank you for being part of this journey with us as we uncover the truth and seek justice. Together we can make a difference. Stay safe, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next one.